Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about ICP. It had a really nice run the last couple days, so let's have a look why that is. Also, stick around towards the end of the video. I have some free stuff for you you will probably like. All right, let's get into it. All right, guys, so here we are at my personal Twitter channel at Investor Frankly, without TA. But first of all, ICP has officially stated that they have the biggest amount of developers on their network. Now, this is because of Caffeine AI. I have done a video about this in the recent past, so if you check out my channel, you can see that video. But Caffeine AI basically means it is an AI that you can use as a beginning developer or a more experienced developer to create basically any app, game, anything you want to develop. You can use Caffeine AI to do it. And not only that, it has version management. So once you've created something, you can actually keep improving upon it. You can keep making new versions or new plans. You can add functions, and it is a full-on developer AI development program. And I was really impressed by it back then. And they keep developing on it as well and improving upon it as well. So it makes sense that Caffeine AI ICP is has the biggest amount of developers of any crypto out in the world. Now, if you know Keith Crypto Bullseye, which is he's a good friend of mine, he also did a little video about this, so his opening literally states the same thing I just said, but you can check that out if you like. And basically they also did a video about this. But I always promote the fundamentals, and the fundamentals for ICP are so good. And I think the recent price spike which we saw, like this spike, I think it's only a sign of things to come. Like if we look at the chart, back then we drew this line. Now it overshot it a little bit, but basically did exactly as we predicted at the time, where we saw the price move up. Obviously it rejected at that little green line which I drew at the time, and we basically is a resistance, so it's not really a support. I should that red actually, but basically I would have expected us to shoot past it. Shoot past it. It did, but it did correct, so it went past it, didn't hold it, break back down. It is looking rather bullish in my eyes still, because technically that's a little support level right there, and obviously it will be reliant on the rest of the crypto market. But I think with a little bit of a cool down on silver right now, it did actually almost completely buy that dip back up. But today is a red day for silver, and it did crash hard, but it immediately shot back up. So silver is still very volatile, but I do think the massive price pump for silver will decrease a little bit, and I do think Bitcoin, crypto, altcoins will start getting a little bit more love. We can see the Fear and Greed Index slowly creeping up again. Altcoin Season Index also moved a little bit. So I think it's time for fundamentals to have more momentum. And I mean, this is great for ICP. I mean, this was from the point where it went up. It was a move of almost a little over 50%, and if you timed it very correctly, almost 60%. So that is, of course, a very good move for ICP. And we placed our last buys around the 2.8, 2.88. So that last buy would have been even more profitable had you taken profits. Personally, I took out a little bit, because honestly, I'm expecting more. I'm probably going to buy back either today or tomorrow on this. But I think this is showing that there is validity to ICP. Yes, it retraced that original movement and it went all the way back down. But like I said at the time, it's kept its base. So it's sticking around these lower levels. This is on the daily chart, so it's sticking around those lower levels. It's holding that. It has held it for quite a long time. Obviously, we also had a very big sell-off on all altcoins while Bitcoin corrected to 85K. And I said it at the time, I think we've reached the bottom. Anyone that wants to sell these altcoins has sold these altcoins. So I think we're at the bottom. I think we're going to pump higher, especially as euphoria returns and if it keeps increasing. Now, I say this with a little bit of skepticism, considering the global situation with Greenland, Iran, etc., etc., etc. I think the world itself is not in a very good place. But as long as this euphoria remains, possibly we bounce back off of this lower level. Maybe we hold this level, this little level, and we start going up again. But I think these big ass candles, they show that there is buying volume. There is people on the sidelines waiting to push money into this. And I think the last price spike was a little, I mean, it came at the wrong time. Yes, it bumped massively. But at the same time, Bitcoin went down a lot. So that's why it drained. And a lot of these altcoins have this exact same moon-shaped pattern, this bearish pattern, where people are selling, people are fearful, Bitcoin dropped, because once Bitcoin drops, everything drops, so everyone's selling. I don't think they sold the price pump exactly back to bottom. Obviously, there were the first few sell-offs were people taking profits, but I think this shows that there is a lot of buying power on ICP, and fundamentally, they have one of the best products in crypto right now. And apparently there is interest from Nvidia into ICP and Caffeine AI, which will further spark that. And honestly, I think we're early on ICP. I hold ICP. I intend to hold ICP. I hold ICP as one of these tokens that will be around for the next 10 years. That being said, guys, by the way, if you were a short-term trader, you could have grabbed an amazing ride on this. So let me just zoom in a little bit. This would have been an absolute magical trade if you catch that buy strength here, buy strength 2. Only buy these lower strengths on the lower time frames, by the way. I am on the 1 minute, not the 15 minute. That makes a lot more sense. But basically, sorry, we buy these lower time frames. Maybe grab it on the 1 hour. I think the 1 hour is a little bit more my cup of tea. But yeah, you could, even if you held it, you could have grabbed an amazing return on this. And basically, it did exactly as we predicted. And it blew past our first target, but it did hit our second target, gave ourselves strength of 4, and then we dropped back down. So on the 1 hour, you want to uphold these higher strengths. If you are interested in this indicator, by the way, it's called Crusader Signals. It is in the description below. There's a link to it. There's also a video of me explaining it, because this video will otherwise become a little bit too long. So if you are interested in an indicator which helps you perfect your trade, it has helped me perfect my trades tremendously. It combines basically a lot of different indicators and helps beginners or more experienced traders to decrease their time needed to analyze, or basically to sharpen your accuracy on your existing trades or trading strategies. It is not, however, a fortune teller, and it will not 100% of the time accurately predict every single movement. But it has helped me predict the levels I myself predict, or basically sharpen those levels. But back onto ICP, I think we're starting to see a little bit of a reversal. So this, I think we can go higher on this. I think it has shown that it can pump up that high that quickly. And I mean, it looks eerily similar, right? On the daily, it did this little move, it pumped up, it crashed down, and it pumped massively. So here, pumped up, it crashed down, and it technically is a higher low as opposed to that little level. So if all goes well, it could actually spell a massive return on this. By the way, guys, if you want to discuss this or if you want to ask me something, I have a completely free Discord channel. It is also in the description. Be sure to check that out if you want to join a group of like-minded people in crypto. And honestly, I'm not trying to sell you anything in there. It is completely free. Use it if you want. I have amassed quite a nice group of people in me by now, and there's some people from the crypto school in there. If you don't know, I am also affiliated with the crypto school, and there's a bunch of other people from that group in there as well, so you can ask them questions. There's a couple of coaches in there, a lot of experienced people, even people more experienced than me, so be sure to check it out. It is completely free. Take any advantage you can get, and if you don't like it, you can always leave it. And if you want to do me a massive favor, please leave a like and subscribe as well. It helps me out massively doing these videos and everything that comes along with that. So yeah, back on ICP, I think we're headed for a higher high. I think the signs are there. I think the fundamentals are good. And as you can see, there's other coaches, other friends of mine, Crypto Bullseye, and I think Believes Crypto does a lot of videos on Luna, but I think he also talked about ICP. I know Cade O'Neill personally, and he also talks about ICP a lot. And the fact that they're all talking about ICP, to me, myself, confirms that there is still massive interest on ICP behind the scenes. And signs like this is when you need to be sharp. Like I'm definitely gonna buy a little bit back on this little dip, and I think we're in the next few days we're gonna see higher highs. And unless we go on to full-on war with NATO and America, etc., I think we're gonna see more bullish momentum. And I've mostly said that I expected it towards the end of Q1. It's like end of Q1, beginning of Q2. Technically, we're still a little early, but it could also be a sign that we go into Q2 a lot more bullish than before. And cycles or movements tend to repeat themselves a little bit. So last year, of course, January was a very positive month. And that could be a little different considering we don't have a new election and a new appointment of a new president in America or something like that. But there is positivity here and there. There are small victories like the removal of Maduro. So I do think there is some positivity in the markets. It's just, I think we have to be cautiously optimistic and be sure to secure some profits along the way. Nobody ever got poor from taking profits, and I do enjoy taking a little bit of profits here and there and buying back a dip. And I think this is a nice little dip I can buy a little bit back into, considering I sold basically 10% higher, so a little 10% gain on my buying prices, I think is good. All right, I'm gonna close out the video for this. Let's stay around. Let's keep each other posted on ICP. If you guys know something I don't, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. Please leave a like and subscribe as well. And other than that, I think, yeah, let's keep an eye on ICP. I think we're going to see nice things this year. I think ICP is poised for a very good return this year. All right, I'll see you in the next one, guys.